Alright guys, this is Trapper Chechak. I'm here for 22 push-ups a day for 22 days challenge to raise awareness on veteran suicide. I keep saying I'm going to keep this short, and the next thing I know it's like 10 minutes long. So I kind of already got the emotions out of the way from saying this a few times, but I was nominated by Matt Bousson, retired. Great dude. Yeah, that guy, he recruited me in the TACP career field at a basic training station with him in Korea, and then watching him on Facebook, seeing his videos of doing this challenge, or seeing his pictures of his adventures in Europe with his wife. You look at everything. I mean, he always has a smile on his face. I don't know if his muscle structure is built that way to where he has a smile no matter what. I didn't work directly underneath him in Korea, so I was never disciplined by him. But I can only imagine if he's yelling at one of his troops, he's smiling, or it looks like he's smiling, and his troops probably freak out because they don't know if he's serious or if he's insane while he's disciplining. But Matt Bousson, thank you for nominating me, and thank you for raising awareness for veteran suicide. And I hope this just doesn't stop at the military side. I had one guy commenting on yesterday's post saying that he didn't serve, but he was affected in his life by somebody committing suicide. So it's good to see that it doesn't need to stop just in one subsection of society. It can continue to go on. Yeah, so real quick, we're going to have stressors in life. It's kind of got to find out ways to deal with it. Here on these 22 push-ups a day, we provide a hotline that you can call if you're having issues and need help. And they can get the right specialized the professionals in place to help. So now it's getting dark. I started this off and on around 1 o'clock today while I was out on my boat, and just different issues. So, but whether it's you just need to talk to somebody. I mean, you don't even have to be that point where you're thinking about committing suicide. You can just be having a bad day. Call the hotline and just talk to them. And that could do wonders for you. Talking to somebody that you trust, that's not going to give you really opinions, just that will actually just listen and provide a lending ear and encouragement. So, like for me personally, I'll be 43 here on the 17th. My sister, who had a heart transplant at 16, she is celebrating her birthday here in a couple days, and she will be 43, so she should be 39. So she survived a lot longer than what statistics say she should have survived when she first got her heart transplant, and she also survived a stroke in between that, repairing one of her valves. So very grateful to be celebrating her birthday, and but also we're coming up on her son, my nephew, 1 year anniversary of him passing. He passed away last July of undiagnosed type 1 diabetes. So it's a trying time. It's got your time you're supposed to be celebrating, and you got your time to mourn, all mixed in. 2 weeks ago, my uncle passed. In his 50s. A guy that I grew up with, whether it was spending all weekend with our family at Truman Dam, to going over to his house, off and on throughout life, doing July 4th celebrations, helped me fix my boat, fishing tournaments with him, um, roofing with him the last couple of years before I joined the military. So, um, with that said, I'm going to nominate. Look, we're already at 5 minutes. So, um, trying times. It doesn't hurt to find somebody to talk to reach out to professionals, whether it's just to talk about that. If you have issues like that in your life that you just want somebody to listen to, um, a lot of times when I'm talking to individuals, and I ask them about their personal life, that's I'm just there to listen. If they tell me, oh my gosh, my wife's leaving me, or my dog died, or my car won't start, you know, um, I'm there to listen and to lend a hand if needed. Um, so that's something we need to do. Um, some of the things that I I tried doing in the military. Um, I don't know if I was a good leader. As far as the military terms of what a good leader should be, as far as the mission side. But I tried to be a good leader as far as getting out of the office and talking to the troops and getting to know them, just for those reasons. Um, Not only, some of the reason was to make them feel important. And I just didn't do that for TACPs. I tried doing that for the support personnel too, talking to them, getting to know them. Um, kind of had a couple of agendas there. One to learn their jobs as far as the support side and get to know their capabilities and limitations, and how we could best utilize that in TACPs to get the mission accomplished. But also get to know them as a personal level, because if the support people are affected mentally, then they're not going to be able to accomplish their job, which is going to affect how TACPs accomplish their job. Um, and then it's just, to me, it's just a human thing to do is make sure people are good. So I do that on TACP side too. Talk to airmen from other flights. I mean, there was a lot of time at Fort Riley that I wasn't in charge of a flight. I might have been in charge of a program, or before I was a mass sergeant. I worked for a mass sergeant, so I was tech sergeant, and we were kind of all on the same level playing field per se in the office. But try to talk to them, get to know them. Um, Hopefully, always just heard good things. But if they had a problem, try to help them resolve that, or point them in the right direction to get the help for that. Whether it was, you know, my pay's messed up. Well, let's try figuring this out, because I've got experience with having pay issues. Or if we need to, let's go talk to the first sergeant about it. Uh, you might not feel as an airman that the first sergeant is going to take your pay issue as serious than if you got a tech sergeant, master sergeant with you to try to find a solution to that. Um, or just anything in life that us as older people might have experienced, that can provide some guidance on what we did to cope with it, and or to resolve something in life, whether it was military or personal. So, um, but yeah, so the TACPs that are still active duty, I mean, that's probably my biggest thing I can give to you guys as advice, as we're going through this veteran suicide awareness, is find the time if you're taking a break from riding EPRs or decks or McT or just doing your managerial skills as a senior NCO, use those breaks to go talk to um, your subordinates, younger troops that don't even have, if you're in a 1-2 deep position, you go find somebody else's troops to talk to. I'm sure those NCOs are swamped doing everything else too, so might not have time to do that. Um, so yeah, just get out there and just get to know individuals on a personal level. Um, I think if you do that, the military is kind of weird. Like I've had times where I've seen NCOs get yelled at for airmen's behaviors outside the military on personal time, DUI, stuff like that. It's kind of crazy, but I think, while you're on military time, getting to know your troops on a personal level can help recognize the signs, not just suicide, but just the signs before they get to that point. The signs of problems that if you get to know them and they open up to you, that can be resolved before it even gets to that point of them wanting to end their lives. And I don't know where it stops. Or where it begins. Officers, same thing. Heck, airmen. Don't be you can be an airman basic. I think most TACPs are pretty much A1C at least by the time they get to a unit. But you can be an A1C and still, man, if your master sergeant, flight chief just seems off, talk to him. Find out. Unfortunately, we have lost um, a senior NCO because of that. At least that's what I believe. But I know military as a whole, there's been plenty of senior NCOs, senior officers that have made that final decision to end their life. And I don't know if it would have helped, but I think a lot of it, could have been. I mean, it's not going to hurt, that's for sure. Um, but those senior leaders, they don't have a person in position above them right there to ask how they're doing and to talk to them and help them get that help they need. Um, so you can be the lowest on the totem pole, um, but you can still get out there and ask um, the lieutenant colonel, your commander, full bird, whatever. Ask them if they're okay, and talk to them, see if they need help. But yeah, it's getting way dark. I don't know if you'll be able to see me doing push-ups. And there it is, 13 minutes again. So I'm going to nominate Chechak. We'll see if I can turn this around.